I was raised by women. My mum, a single parent household, and I went to live with my grandma when I was 15. I've got a younger sister and raised by a ton of aunties and older cousins who are called sisters and big sisters. So I've got a natural appreciation for what goes on behind the scenes in a woman's life. Not everyone has that perspective, and I think perspective is key. I think that in general there should be a curiosity about the experiences of others and communities and micro-communities, and I think that the first thing we can do is start to listen.
The most important thing about being an ally is being open to all perspectives and educating, not necessarily everybody, but people where you see things aren't even. I think that's a particular place where I can do that. So I think having conversations, but especially with different cultures, having grown up in India, the way women were viewed, perceived, that is so different from here where I live now. And I think it's a great opportunity to have those conversations even now.
I'm an ally in a way that I support women, I support people without having to compartmentalize people based on their genders, and just making sure that there is an equal opportunity for everyone. And just, love is the simplest thing that we can share with one another, and that's the base of it. And by showing love, that means you also become an ally.
I have previously seen gender stereotypes in action through advertising in particular. I remember doing a diversity audit of advertising comms in a previous role, and the woman would be, getting shopping bags out of the car, the guy would be driving, and it's just really incredibly frustrating to think, is that what people see as a woman in the 21st century, that I'm going to be getting shopping bags out of a car? I absolutely love driving. Why would I not be the one, driving around a racetrack or taking a corner, or why would I be the one getting shopping bags out of the boot? That's just, it's really frustrating, and that has now changed, which is fantastic. I'm one of those weird people who I actually love watching adverts, because I just love seeing how far things have come, and it's just immensely satisfying to see how far things have come. There's still work to be done, but yeah, huge change.
What is important is that we slow down. We slow down and we remember that just because we seem to remember these are the kinds of things, these are the associations that we make, they're not always the same. We don't need to paint everybody, we definitely cannot paint everybody with the same brush. And we need to slow down and recognize those things. So it's not about the biases themselves, it's about how we handle them.
So previously, I've come from a very corporate background, and just the stereotypes you get there in just banter, in management, in just kind of lunchtime associations, you think there is definitely like a gender inequality that happens. And we're sometimes blind to see it. We think it's not there, but it is.
Key focus for me this year is to raise visibility, to know and use my privilege and voice, and insist on accountability across the board. Being an ally is not something you are, it's something you do. I want to be that upstander for all inequality, and this International Women's Day I will be using every aspect of my privilege to be able to do that and push that forward.
Positively, just make sure my daughters grow up knowing that they can do anything, and that nothing is just for boys or just for girls. And so just trying to, whenever I hear them talking about things that, I can't do that, it's just for boys, just to kind of challenge that when I hear it.
To listen, to be open-minded, and to be reflective.
There are sometimes awkward questions, just ask them. If somebody doesn't want to talk about it, they'll just say, I'm not comfortable talking about that. But ask the questions, whether it's over a drink, whether it's, standing at the water cooler, just ask the questions, have the conversations, understand that other person's perspective, because the more we understand, the more you can be an ally, the more we can work towards equity.
Listen, seek to understand, and speak up when things aren't right. And that's not just for International Women's Day, that is for absolutely everyone and anything.